man, so both the Cardano, ADA and VeChain, which is VET charts, are showing bullish patterns, but at the same time I've seen something worrying in the Bitcoin chart, which I have to share with you, because as you know right now, this market is following Bitcoin and I have to bring this to your attention. So I'm going to show you the chart patterns for both Cardano and VeChain, but I'm also going to show you what I'm seeing in the Bitcoin chart. So if you appreciate that, guys, hit up the likes, hit subscribe, and let's get straight into this. Actually, first, we got to collect our free money, guys. Go and collect your free money. Links in the description. You've got Swissborg first, offering you up to 100 euros, guys, if you deposit 50 euros. You deposit 50 euros, they'll give you a ticket worth up to 100 euros in just minutes, guys. You've also got Coinbase offering you $10 in free Bitcoin when you buy or sell $100 or more in crypto. And BlockFi are giving you $10 in Bitcoin waiting for you when you deposit $100 or equivalent in crypto. So go collect your free money. Right, what are we seeing here in the Bitcoin chart? Because this is what I want to share with you. Now, what you can see here in the Bitcoin chart, I'm just on the daily chart here. Let's go back to when we had our flash crash. Okay, so just a few days ago, we had our flash crash. And then afterwards, we saw a good green candle the day after and another good green candle the day after that. Now, at this point, this looked quite good because as I said in yesterday's video, if we could get above the 59,500 level, this green line here, that would be a good indication for us to bounce off and start building to the upward side. More importantly, it would give me confidence that we're not going to fall out of this green box. Okay, if we can dip into this green box and bounce out of it, that would be fantastic because this was a major resistance level and it'd be great if we can learn how to turn it into support such that whenever we need to, we can bounce down to this level at around 59,500 and we know that we can collect some support and head higher. Now, the worrying sign for me is now this kind of bending over shape here. And it's a bit more evident on the 4 hourly if I show you, okay? If I show you on the 4 hourly, what you'll see now is Bitcoin is still maintaining this downward trend as indicated by this yellow line. Okay, so we're still in this downward trend. We've been unable to break to the upside, and now we're drifting further away from the green line that I was looking at 59,500. Okay, so now I'm getting a little bit worried because if we create a lower low below 55,815, if we create a lower low here, then we continue to be in a downward trend to the downside. If, however, we can keep a higher low, if we can turn out of this trouble before here, that is a good sign because then if we can create a higher low, we can start trying to trend our way out of this pattern. Okay, so we're watching out for this curving out here. Does it curve out below this level? Or can we curve out a little bit earlier, in which case we can start heading higher? Very, very important. And you have to keep that in mind whilst we now go on to look at what's happening in the Cardano and the VeChain charts. But before we do that, guys, don't forget, if you want to support this channel, you can hit the join button. You can become a member of this channel. And that really helps me bring you these daily updates, regardless of where in the world I am. Right now, I'm in a hotel room. I've got back-to-back meetings, but I'm committed to bringing you guys these updates just like I did last night with Phantom. So let's get you this Cardano update right away. So ADA, very interesting chart pattern, guys. You know we've been monitoring this for a while. I'm just going to go out to the daily and you can see that what we had forming on the daily, we had two patterns. We had an initial smaller wedge here, in which case we did break to the downside, but then we got a good bounce. But you can see the wider wedge, which I've drawn from the moment we got rejected off all-time highs. So you can see this big white wedge. We are now getting to D-Day. We're going to find out which way are we breaking out on this wedge very, very soon. There's not much time left before the end of this triangle, and Cardano needs to make up its mind. Now, like I said, it's very important that we understand what's going on with Bitcoin in the wider space, right? Because all coins will move with it. But from this specific chart pattern, this one, the majority of the time in this pattern, in this descending wedge continuation pattern, you would expect a breakout to the upside. Okay, so we would expect a breakout to the upside with a price target of at least the top of the wedge. Okay, so what I mean by the top of the wedge is this level here. We're all the way up at $3.16. So what we're expecting from this pattern, from a technical perspective, it's a continuation pattern. You went to your wedge, you break out to the upside most times out or not. You could retest the top of the wedge, and then you can head to the top of the wedge, which ties up with this level here. Okay. Now, of course, they still can break down to the downside, and that is what I'm watching out for if Bitcoin heads further to the downside. So if Bitcoin creates that lower low and continue its downtrend, which we were looking at, so it creates a lower low and continues that downtrend, then we have to look out for the downside risks on ADA, which if it breaks to the downside, you should be looking first at $1.16 for some $1.61 for some support, and then even further down at $1. But I really don't see it getting there. That's not where I think Cardano is going to go. I think Cardano needs to fight for this level right now at $1.87 mark. You can see that ties in with the Fibonacci level, and we need to get a break to the upside. I think once we get this break, we should expect a good explosive move to the upside. And the reason I say that is if you look at Cardano, historically it's always done this. If you've been following this channel for a while, you would know Cardano has these periods where it does nothing. Everybody gets frustrated. Everybody hates on Cardano, and then it goes crazy. Okay, and that's when everybody FOMOs into this kind of a project, because then they realize the value that something like Cardano has. So for me, it's a very high conviction play. I believe in it for the long run. Yes, I admit that they're pretty slow at some things, but I think that's their strength, and that's why I hold them in my portfolio, because they're in the calm that is the chaos of my portfolio, where you have fast moving projects like a Phantom or Solana or Ethereum. Then you can to have something which is a bit more academic, research based, is a great part of my portfolio. So I'm perfectly happy with my position in Cardano despite all the naysayers. It's done me pretty well. Right, let's take a look at VeChain as well, because again, this is a popular request by a lot of you guys who are watching this channel. And again, if you want to vote on which coins you want covering on this channel, head into the Discord, pin comment below, head into the Discord, free, and it's public, right? It's open to all of you guys. It's very fast growing. A lot of people are discussing amazing things in there, and one of the channels we have is where you can vote. You can vote, you can thumbs up which coins you want to cover, and VeChain is one of the most popularly voted right now. So if you want to change that, or if you want to keep that going, go into there, smash up the like so we know which coins you want to cover, and I can cover those for you. Right, so on the daily chart here on VeChain, again, we've had this massive pattern forming for a very long time, okay? And you can see we in fact got our breakout to the upside. Now, normally you can get a retest of the line, which is almost what we're seeing here, but we know that this wasn't caused particularly by VeChain, but this was caused by the wider market crashing, and therefore VeChain having a bit of a downward trend. Now, the beautiful thing about VeChain is it's managed to keep its pattern despite what is going on with Bitcoin. So we've not invalidated the apex of the triangle, and therefore the pattern's not been invalidated. Okay, so we've not fallen below, and therefore we're still in our pattern, and we still maintain our price target all the way up here on the technical price target of 33 to 34 cents on VeChain. Okay, so we're sitting here at 13 cents right now. We've still got at least a double, if not almost a triple here in VeChain remaining, because we've not lost this pattern. But as always, I will give you guys the word of caution. These altcoins will move based on Bitcoin. So that's why I started this off with Bitcoin, because I'll share the patterns, like I said I will, with these altcoins, but we have to look at the fathership. That is Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin continues to trend to the downside and shows more downside risk to 53, 54 kind of levels, then there is more downside for altcoins. That's a natural. If Bitcoin can hold its level in that green rectangle, like I suggested, and can build higher from here and reverse into an upward channel, then there's some room for the altcoins to go, the ones which are setting up in nice patterns like Cardano, like VeChain. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you like this blend between technical and fundamental analysis, then as always, hit up the likes, subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.